Hello everybody, this is Burgback coming to you with another Starcraft 2 commentary. Today's matchup, we will have Mouse ThorZaIN spawning as the red Terran in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, and his opponent will be Delphi, which is really not Delphi, this is iNcontroL spawning as the blue Protoss in the upper right-hand corner, and this is from Homestory Cup IV. They just released a replay pack, and I thought this would be a great first game, first matchup to showcase. Best of 3 between the two, and this is just group play. I think it's Group A, and you know, this is just the starting out of the tournament, and we'll see how this goes. Of course, a little background information here. ThorZaIN has been playing a lot since the beginning of beta and things like that, but he has been a really great player. He's just won the Shoutcast IV with Total Biscuit, so that's a really great prize pool for him to win. He's also, his biggest achievement really was winning TSL 3, Team Liquid Star League, and that was really his claim to fame there, winning that and being able to really win. I think it was like $15,000. I might be wrong on that. But his opponent up here in the upper right-hand corner, iNcontroL, he has been, big ever since the Brood War scene. And, he hasn't had a really strong StarCraft 2 game yet. He's been able to get involved in the early Wings of Liberty, StarCraft 2 scene. He's been doing MLG. But he hasn't really been able to do much in the way of winning. In MLG, he started strong, and he hasn't really been winning a whole lot of games. We'll see if that can change here in Homestory Cup. In the fourth version of this Homestory Cup, anything's up for grabs. ThorZaIN, very strong competitor, but we'll see if iNcontroL can do anything to stop him from going on and winning this as well. Both of them just kind of scouting out right now. iNcontroL going for that first gas, definitely going for some kind of tech with that cybernetic score going down. So we'll probably see some Stalkers being played in the early game. Nothing really too fancy here. iNcontroL going pretty standard on his play. We do have that fast expand coming here from ThorZaIN, so it looks like he really wants some money. Not going with a whole lot right now. We do have one Marine out right now, going for a second. Warp gate technology now being made for iNcontroL as well. So he's trying to get that tech, get that warp gate out as fast as possible. He definitely wants to build his forces up, and we'll probably see another gate coming down soon enough. SCV just coming in here and scouting. Easy scouting. iNcontroL, his scout definitely died, so he's not really getting the information that he wants out of anything. But I think he does know. ThorZaIN is a competitor, and he doesn't really see anything down here. He does not know that this expansion is out here, but he does know that that first barracks is down, and a second one now on the way. Of course, he does not know about that. So it looks like he is, iNcontroL is now scouting out there with the Stalker, just getting out there and being able to do some kind of vision check. Just because this is a little bit stronger than a little probe, but he can also get away a little bit faster than a probe can. And iNcontroL will probably get up to this expand of ThorZaIN, and of course he will see this bunker and start getting hit by it a little bit as iNcontroL decides, we're going to back off, we're going to let this guy live, taking about halfway down on HP. And all the while we do have, a little bit more mining going on here in ThorZaIN. We have that tech lab coming out. What will we see here first? Are we going to see Stim coming out first, or are we going to see Combat Shield coming out first? Not sure yet. We are not up to the money yet for that. So we're just kind of playing the waiting game. And then Stim is coming out. So we're going to be doing a Stim pack army with the Marines, maybe some Marauders. No, we do have a reactor, but we might see some Marauders coming out of this Rex. Yeah, we're seeing some Marauders, of course. Of course, I could have looked up here and said, hey, look at that, Marauders. Expand out now for iNcontroL. He is starting to mine out of there. And he does have 2 gates out. Now doing the transferring them into warp gates, robotics facility coming out as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of observer coming out of there as well. It is pretty well lined up into this expand here, and it looks like ThorZaIN kind of scouting up to the north here as well, just seeing if there's any kind of proxy, anything like that going on, and it looks like ThorZaIN might be thinking about expanding up there as well. which, you know, naturally this would be the way to go, just like iNcontroL would be naturally expanding down this way as ThorZaIN goes up north. And again, just coming out, go up here and scout, seeing that Stalker easily taking care of that SCV, and the Stalker going back to that watchtower, tower, just to get vision, and now backing off. Oh, but it looks like iNcontroL going back in. So iNcontroL now having that observer out, now going to be going out and seeing what he can inside ThorZaIN's base. We do have a missile turret coming down here, so it doesn't look like iNcontroL's going to get too much vision inside this area. Looks like he might be wanting to hide something in this area as well. Just wants to make sure that ThorZaIN, or that iNcontroL does not get any kind of vision inside this expand. Not seeing any in this area yet, but we are going with another Rax with a starport and this factory as well. Factory's going with a reactor. I wouldn't be surprised in this game if we just see this factory lift off eventually and switch that off with that starport. And I'm trying to see where, there's the observer. Observer's now coming in, and it looks like he's going inside the main base, going to see what's going on here inside ThorZaIN's main. Seeing that starport, seeing that factory come up, and yeah, look at that. That factory is now lifting off. Again, these factories for Terran users that are not going to be going with factory tech, these guys are great observers. I mean, you look at the HP; they have 1,200 HP, and it looks like iNcontroL's been found out there. He knows that there's an observer in the front. This missile turret did a great job of observing, and of course, it didn't really do anything with the HP wise. But we'll see how that goes in the future here if that comes into use. Dark Shrine coming up for iNcontroL, just being started. We're probably going to be seeing a drop-off come eventually here from, yeah, here we go, Warp Prism being made. So we're eventually going to see some kind of drop with, you know, with Dark Templars being the main goal here. As iNcontroL backing up a little bit, seeing these units coming up for ThorZaIN. A lot of Marines, a lot of Marauders, and we also have some Medvacs. So M&M coming up here in the north, and again, scouting with this factory on the other side of the map, just making sure that that iNcontroL is not coming around to round out or do any kind of damage from behind. And again, ThorZaIN just coming up now onto this other tower, just getting ready to do some kind of attack, and it looks like iNcontroL ready for this as well. The Warp Prism now starting to go around, and I'm going to try and keep an eye on that because I'm thinking there's going to be a drop, and it's probably going to be right here in this area. Really easily attackable area here. And again, just more units being made, and Ghost now being in production as well for ThorZaIN. Again, Ghost really good against a ball like this, being able to take down their shields and just do a great job of tearing through that army. ThorZaIN going for those destructible debris at the ramp, going to make it a little bit easier for them to get up that ramp and do some damage, but it also looks like iNcontroL getting very close to that expand, as a little drop going in here, just one unit going down here, and the scan coming down just to see if these units are going to be moving at all. And down here we are going to have a drop, the Warp Prism finally coming out, but it looks like ThorZaIN already ahead of that, knowing that it's coming. Really good job of keeping control of that. We have three Dark Templars coming in with a Zealot and the help, and again the scan doing a great job, but we still have one DT coming in here to do some damage. This armory coming up, and it looks like it's going to be taking out the worker there to build that armory. So ThorZaIN just a little bit behind there, and all the while inside the expand, the Stalkers of iNcontroL coming into that expand. A great force field action there by iNcontroL, stopping all of these units from doing any kind of damage, as just taking out the little bit of Marauders that did get on that other side of that force field. Trying again to get rid of those medvacs. Of course, ThorZaIN lifted off that orbital command, making sure it got out of there, didn't take any damage. Of course, that Ghost Academy is in a very crucial spot that it can get hit pretty hard. There is an Immortal as well, and that thing was just sitting in the back there as well. Again, great force fields, stopping anything that ThorZaIN could bring into the mix. Not much he can do. There's not a whole lot of medvacs there to be able to lift and drop, but of course, again, bringing a couple more Marauders down into the mix, and it looks like ThorZaIN in a very bad spot here against iNcontroL. Army count is pretty even, and it doesn't look like iNcontrol's making anything right now. Now that he was, doing his attack, looks like he's teching up, going for Robotics Bay. Probably going to be seeing some Colossus coming out as well. And again, this scouting factory just kind of keeping an eye out of nothing at the moment as we go on here. And again, now we see that iNcontroL taking down those rocks, but his army is starting to go a little bit further ahead of ThorZaIN. And ThorZaIN doing another scout here, just taking out anything if there is a unit. And again, really great use here on the bottom part of the map by ThorZaIN. He knows there was a drop, and he's putting some Vikings there just to protect that area in case there's another drop from iNcontroL. And iNcontroL going now, feeling secure, going for another base, as well as ThorZaIN going for a third base up in his mineral area as well. So we're going to have even mineral income here. And ThorZaIN really going heavily on the minerals as well, and making sure to have those missile turrets up inside of his bases just in case he gets another DT drop like he did before. And it looks like iNcontroL going with a lot of units, going for that extended thermal lance. We look inside of his base; he's got 2 robotics facilities going at once, and he's going to have 2 Colossi out in time just to do some kind of damage. And again, it's kind of just they're kind of just bulking up now. You look at the numbers; they're pretty close. 149. I'm sorry, 151 to 135. iNcontroL just getting a little bit more ahead each time he goes around, and it looks like ThorZaIN just sending out some suicide bombers here. The 2 Marines just going out just to scout, and of course he has these 2 Vikings in the north, or in the east, starting to go north now. As we see a couple more gateways, and it looks like iNcontroL sending his whole army just to take care of 1 Viking. Not sure if I would have done that, but again, that's kind of a way to also stop scouting for iNcontroL. And just going with a couple more gateways, as I said before. So there's 3 gateways plus the gateways he has in his main. That looks like 7 total gateways in his base. He's doing double upgrades, 9 total gateways in his bases. And again, we look 179 and 137. It looks like iNcontroL definitely in the lead here, and has the vision of the army on the top, on the left side of the map. As iNcontroL going to the right side of the map to do his damage. And again, though, this is the funny thing about this: we see iNcontroL at level weapon 1 compared to level ground armor 3 coming out. So he was really going for the defense on these units, and we see ground weapon 3. And number 2 for armor for ground coming out for ThorZaIN. So the upgrades are a little bit of a challenge here, and it looks like going for a forward pylon here for iNcontroL as he starts attacking. Going after his Destructive Debris, really wants to make sure he can get up that ramp as well, especially with all these units. He, of course, has 4 Colossi and a bunch of Stalkers and Zealots in the front. As long as the Zealots can stay in the front, we're going to see a really good show here. And these Colossi are going to do a great job cleaning up these Marines and Marauders. They just slice through them like butter. And again, taking out these barracks in the front. I'm not sure if ThorZaIN was thinking clearly there. Of course, this can stop units from coming in really quickly. Another Colossus coming up, and it might be lights out here for ThorZaIN in game number 1 here. Bringing in the SCVs for a little bit of fodder as well. And looks like this might be it for ThorZaIN as iNcontroL, taking game number 1, I believe. Not much he can do here against this. He's trying to bring in his racks into the mix, but again, iNcontroL able to bring in the units yet again from this forward pylon and just bring a crushing blow to ThorZaIN. Again, this expand getting taken out and just bringing in his units. And micro as he may, he is no match for those Blink Stalkers coming in here to take control as more and more racks going down. And I think we're going to see a tap out here very soon by ThorZaIN. I'm hoping at least, because I can't imagine this going on anymore. These Colossi, yeah, GG, well played, GG from iNcontroL. So there's game number 1, as we saw, as man, and I didn't even mention this, as iNcontroL was taking a 4th base with even more gateways, 3 more in development. This was definitely iNcontrol's game here. As soon as he came in with those DTs, making him pull back, iNcontroL just able to macro out. Finally, it didn't look like he was macroing too much while he was doing this forward attack, but once he was able to get back in there He did a really good job. So congrats to iNcontroL for game number 1. We'll take you all to game number 2 right after this. So we'll see you. Take care.